Hi, Ender here. Last week, after reading Prince of Thorns by Matt Lawrence, I caught myself describing it to an imaginary listener, and at some point, when that listener got bored and went away searching for a nice sharp knife, I thought, why not make a video review about it and share my 100% objective opinion with my fellow nerd book lovers? I mean, they watch all those horrible book review channels that deserve my attention only if the reviewer is hot enough to make me stop caring about the bullshit young adult fictions paid as hell. Anyway, Prince of Thorns, a seemingly pretentious title that actually has elements important to the story. The main reason I picked up this sadistic masterpiece are the negative reviews, and it has quite a lot of them. Apparently, the main character is a total fucking dick. He loves murdering people, torturing people, destroying villages, and raping their inhabitants, the last bit getting a lot of attention from feminazis all over the world, rating it at 1 star, while having only read half a fucking chapter. That immediately struck me as odd. A writer having the balls to create such a narrative, I thought to myself, I have to read it. So, I downloaded the ebook version, because I'm cheap and impatient, and started reading it while listening to the soundtrack from Dark Souls 3, because I'm epic and awesome, just like this book. First thing I noticed, the story is told from a first-person point of view, as our beloved little shit of a protagonist, the Prince Jorg Ankrat, is sharing his experiences of pain, misery, and revenge. That decision pays off really well, as Jorg is also a genius, and fills the narrative with personal insights that range from brutal to hilarious or brutal and hilarious. I really have no idea why I love such a cynical approach to the world. Anyway, the story starts with Jorg being in charge of a small unit of thieves, murderers, and rapists, even though he's only 14, as he's the biggest thief, murderer, and rapist of them all. Well, not really, they had a bit of a head start, but he has the most potential for these career paths. As we continue our comfortable journey through the shitshow that is little Jorg's life, we learn why he's not in some nice big castle chasing wenches and practicing sword fighting, and instead is on the path, chasing less willing wenches and practicing sword fighting with more permanent results at the end. We get flashbacks of the tragedy that earned him his nickname, and witness his fall and rise to power. Not spoiling anything, just read the titles of the sequels. One of the best aspects of this story is actually the world. At the beginning, you get the impression that it's just another medieval setting that every Tolkien and nowadays Martin imitator tries to imitate, as if they're playing with the toy knights against the Dungeons and Dragons buddies. But there are no elves, dwarves, or other shorter races, just men. But there are monsters, and references to an ancient greater civilization, the Builders. Only the monsters are somewhat human in nature, just a medieval version of X-Men, and the Builders' technology doesn't seem that ancient. I believe the moment the world truly won me over was the reference to the Day of 1,000 Suns. I can honestly say that I immediately understood its meaning and clapped my hands in respect to the genius of the author. Now, let's get to the usually fun but not this time part, the negatives. Well, there is only one well-developed character, Jorg. The rest are either too shallow, like his band of brothers, and others, like his father or his crush. We suspect they have something more to show, but we never get to see it much. Not even the sequels, and I've finished the whole fucking trilogy. They could have played important roles and got a little more depth, but they never do much, and except for 1 or 2 occasions, they have no reason to exist at all. The language is also a bit strange at places, but I'm not a native English speaker, so can't argue much on that front. Also, Jorg is just too young. The author could add a few years to his age and make the story more believable without changing too much. Personally, I couldn't even order my sister when I was 14, not to mention a bunch of scum. Make him 16, at least I could order a pizza back then. So, the important question, is it good? Yes, maybe even great. Compared at least to most books written nowadays, all this fucking vampire and personal so-called development bullshit. In any case, don't get discouraged from the low ratings. It's because of politically correct idiots, the same ones that made a fuss when the movie Ender's Game was released. And no, it's not a matter of opinion. When you judge any media from a simple character trait or even the author's opinions, you don't have an opinion, just prejudices. Stop helping the internet's cancerous part and go read some motherfucking books. Wait, before you go. This was an experiment, a test to see if such reviews have a place on YouTube. What do you think? If you think it's good and want more, leave a like and subscribe. If you think it's bullshit, leave a dislike, but please, also comment what you didn't like about it, so that I may make better videos. Thanks for watching and happy reading.